Hi Aries, welcome to Grateful Empress Tarot. My name is Sonia. I am here today to do a general love, romantic love reading for you, anyone with the sign of Aries in your birth chart. Also, if you are a cross watcher who is dealing with an Aries, you are very welcome here. The thing to know about general readings is that they are not personal readings, so they cannot and they will not resonate with every viewer out there. Sometimes you'll connect with a sentence, a segment, the whole thing. Sometimes it can feel flipped or reversed. Please take only what applies to your specific situation and leave the rest behind. As always, I have pre-shuffled and blessed the decks in our space. I also have cleared the energy with the Palo Santo and prayed and meditated. So let's dive in. We're going to connect to the white light of the divine by taking a nice deep breath in the highest vibration of love with my angel aura crystal. And in that breath, we will pull in the Aries collective. Namaste. Aries, if you are a returning viewer and one of my subscribers, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of our sweet little tribe. We are growing, and we're growing pretty quickly, which I am so grateful for. If you are brand new here, welcome in, and I hope you enjoy the style of readings that I do. It is a little bit different from others, but isn't that what makes tarot special and YouTube special? It keeps things fresh. Also, if we get to the end of this video and none of this is your story at all, every reading I do is timeless. So if in fact you need to go back into my catalog of videos, you'll find other Aries videos there. You'll also find readings for other placements in your birth chart. So let's dive in. Our theme for today is loyalty, and it is paired with submission. So let's begin with our loyalty card. Oh, it's the very last one. Oh, cool. That's kind of fun. I love when something is at the very ending or the very beginning. Oh, wait. No, it's not. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. It's on page 136. It was the last one. I just didn't turn the page right. So funny. Sorry about this. Okay, here we go. Let's get on track. Loyalty. It says, you have a loyal heart, you are devoted, and you love unconditionally. It is time to reflect on people and relationships in your current period of life. Are the people around you treating you equally? Who makes you feel safe, loved, and valued? Listen to your intuition without letting your thoughts interrupt. Deep down, you know who values you and who does not, especially when times get rough. Release the attachments that are no longer serving you. And your affirmation says, my loyalty is sacred. Okay. And then let's move to submission. Okay, it says, your faith will be tested. You will be asked to give up control and your old way of living for the promise of a new life that you will be unsure of. Despite not having the pressure of having to figure life out on your own, you will find it stressful to completely surrender to the process, to another and to a new way of being. Eventually, life will reward you for your patience and trust, but there is no telling as to exactly when. Your action is to surrender control and trust in the universe. Walk in your faith without worry, and your affirmations are, I don't need to be in control. My way is lit. I trust the process, and I am cared for. So I feel like you're being tested a little bit here. This seems like you are having people that aren't showing up for you correctly, and that basically you're having to really sit in a place of submission where you got to figure out what or who you want in this life with you. Your action is number 35. Let go of a fixed plan and allow for spontaneity and growth. So that's really nice advice, given the fact that this is about a test of your faith. And I think it's about with the person we're going to read about, because look at how their backs are to one another. Her face is lifted to the sky, hers is looking down. So I feel like this is really about your partner, your person of interest, and them not showing up correctly for you. Like that, like who makes you feel safe and loved and valued? And I feel like this person is testing you on that. So let's unpack this reading and we will dive in. This is your energy, how you are showing up at this current moment in time with this person we're going to read about. Okay. Next will be their energy, how they are showing up with you at this current moment in time. Cards like to flip, and I don't usually take them unless it is really my intuition draws at me. Okay, next will be the shared space. What is happening for both parties, you and this person at this current moment in time? Please and thank you. If my voice sounds a little scratchy today, I went to a very fun concert last night and did a lot of screaming and yelling, so I do apologize, but I'm not sick. I just had a fun at a concert. And lastly, this is your person's true, authentic, genuine, heartfelt feelings for you at this current moment in time. What do they really feel for you? Okay. Aries, at the bottom of the deck, we find the Death card. So this is the undercurrent of what is pushing this whole reading forward. It's the inspiration for things to get on the move. It has a lot to do with a death of old ways, cycles, habits, also a rebirth. So it's a lot of transformation is what is on deck, and it's also what's inspiring this whole thing. So I want to take a side note. If you see smoke moving through here, that is my incense burning to keep our space clear. So let's unpack this. Aries, how you are showing up at this time with your person of interest. We have the Page of Swords. We have the Seven of Swords. We have the Hanged Man, some Piscean energy. And we also have the Seven of Pentacles. So sevens could be important for you. Your birthday could be April 7th. Your person could be born in the month of July. Doesn't have to be, but I'm just kind of surmising. There's two sevens here. You also have some Scorpio energy up here with that Death card. So I feel like for you, how you're showing up at this time is there's things you're not telling your person. There are things that you are keeping close to the chest. I don't necessarily mean lies. I mean omission, or if you've had a lot of thoughts about what do I do with this relationship, or how do I do this relationship because this isn't working the way I want it to be. I think there are some decisions you're making, some things that you have tried to look at things from the bigger photo, the bigger picture. Like if you could stand above the entire thing, you're looking at it from a higher perspective. But there are things, decisions being made and things that you're not discussing with this person at this moment in time. A lot of this has to do with seeds that you planted a long time ago, and they are definitely about to bear fruit. It's time to harvest these thoughts and these little ideas that you have. I think that's why we've got that action card of saying let go of a fixed plan, because for you, looking at it from the bigger picture, you've had to really look at from every aspect. And I feel like since we're talking about being tested by your person, I think that lends a lot of credibility to that situation of trying to see things from a bigger vantage point to gain more information, to understand better. I want to focus on that Seven of Swords. What is it about that you're not discussing with your person of interest? What are you not telling them? What are you not talking about? What is it that you're kind of keeping close to the chest? We have the Hanged Man again. We have the King of Wands. We have the Judgment card. And we have the Moon. More Piscean energy. There's a lot of Pisces energy in here. A lot of watery energy here. For you, I think what you haven't been talking about with your person is that you definitely know what is going on here. You also know you're inspired to make some choices and stand in your power to do so. I think for you, this has been a long road. This is a lot about sitting back, reflecting. It is not a fast moving energy. I think some decisions have had to be made by you about this connection because it feels like you really do want to get moving forward in your life. And the things you aren't talking about with this person, they're things that the divine has called down to you and said, hold on a second. I'm trying to get your attention. And what is that statement they say that life will present itself however it's meant to. But if you're in a bad place, the divine is set up to make you so uncomfortable that the only answer will be movement. And so I think for you, that's what that Judgment card is here. You have sat deep in your feelings about this. There's a lot of things you don't understand. There's a lot of confusion about the way this person behaves or acts. And I think it has hurt you. I think that you're confused by the hurt. And I feel like, if I'm being really genuine here, this has a lot to do with maybe things they're not telling you. Maybe you got into this relationship under one pretense, and then as soon as it came into full union or however, I think that it feels like there was a duplicitousness, like things weren't as they seemed, and also this person portrayed themselves in one way, and you're so confused as to how now they behave a completely different way. So you kind of feel, I don't see anything about feeling trapped here, but that's the energy I'm sensing. It feels very much like that you got duped, or that you feel like things are very different than they were presented to you. How ironic is this? There's a Black Widow on both of these cards. So yes, anytime there's a synchronicity that shows up, it's the divine saying, yep, you're on the right track. And I just said this, number 3, Black Widow. The first word on this card is betrayal. There is something here that this person was very cunning about. They presented themselves one way, but it's actually the complete opposite how they really are. We have number 5, spilled milk, and it's talking about regrets, things that cannot be changed, things that have actually come in to make you disappointed. And that's why I'm getting the sense that you feel you've been duped. You feel like things just they weren't the way that this person portrayed it that it was going to be. And I think for you that feels really uncomfortable. That feels icky. I think for you this feels like a real big heartbreak and a disappointment. The advice for you, it says number 10, don't listen to other people. Trust yourself to know the truth about this. And I think that you do. And 10s are about endings. So I feel like you already know what this is about. Let's move to their energy, how they're showing up with you. We have the 4 of Cups and we have the 6 of Pentacles. So this could be what I'm talking about, like the way things were presented. I think there was a missed opportunity for things to be equal and balanced in this connection. It feels to me like this person tried to portray themselves as like, oh, well, when we move in together, I'll be able to do my share of the bills, or I'll be able to pay for all of our groceries, or I will be able to save money so we can move forward in our lives. It's something like that. Or maybe they said, I really want a partnership that is equal, and I want somebody who shows up for me and wants to be with me. But then all they do is behave completely opposite, like very self-centered. Instead of them showing up for you equal and balanced, somehow the division of this happened where it's a very big missed opportunity about this. Let's get more on this. Further this story for me for Aries person, please and thank you. 4 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Chariot, Cancerian energy. We have the Seven of Wands. And we have the Star, which is Aquarius energy. So I feel like this person told you they were going to be loyal, grounded, protective, a provider. I feel like that honestly is the biggest thing that was the missed opportunity. They presented themselves as someone stable and realistic and logical and also loving and kind and could feed into this relationship. This is how they portrayed themselves. But that is not how you're feeling here. I think you are definitely feeling like your faith is being very much tested right now. I think this person, I just heard this person or you, one of you is very much into cars, vehicles, maybe racing cars, or possibly likes to have a lot of cars or is very much focused on vehicles. Okay, that's just for somebody, not for all. But I feel like this person moved forward with you, and as life is moving forward in this connection, this is becoming glaringly more obvious that they're not holding up their end of the bargain, okay? I feel like when you challenge them, they stand in a really defensive place, and they're like, that's not true. I look at all these little things I've done. Oh, look at how I X, Y, and Z. And I feel like, honestly, the thing is that they know what they're doing. I can't believe the magician isn't here, because this feels really manipulative. It feels very low vibrational, and it also feels like I'm going to try to control this whole situation. It's okay that I represented myself one way, because honestly, that's their wish fulfillment. They want what they want from this partnership, but they honestly they know that they're being dishonest. They're not showing up the way that they promised you that they would. I feel like that feels really uncomfortable for you. And it's, it feels icky. I think that's the one thing I want to say. We have number 4, handcuffs, control, held back, suppressed. I think this is the way that this person is making you feel, feeling powerless. And then we have number 5, book burning. This is talking more about control, more about manipulation, more about mind games. So yeah, I am definitely on the right track with this person. They play mind games, they manipulate, they are definitely, I think, karmic in nature for you. I don't think this is a partnership that is meant to last. It feels more like a partnership that is meant to give you a lesson that you very dearly need to learn and then let go and heal. This says, number 1, I'm triggered. An old pattern has surfaced and it hurts. So that could be part of what this person is about. Like going into partnership too soon after breaking up with another partnership and not working on or healing oneself. Triggers show up as stuff we don't want to see inside of ourselves. So if someone hurts your feelings and it triggers you, basically that is the universe putting a mirror right up in your face and saying, well, let's look at what you don't want to see about yourself. And that is going to probably trigger people by me saying that. However, I worked for years in therapy after my divorce, and that was the number one thing that I worked on with my therapist, is that if you can take accountability for your own life and your own self, triggers, you can actually look at them when it happens, because they're going to happen. But you can say, hold on, what is this showing me about myself that I am not ready to look at or to see? So let's move into the shared space for both of you. What's happening for both of you in this connection currently? We have the Empress, Taurus and Libra energy. We have the Devil, Capricorn energy. And we have the Knight of Cups. So there's definitely something karmic in nature here that's showing up with that Devil card. I think this is divine feminine energy, and she doesn't chase. She doesn't go after things. She sits back and attracts it. And I feel like this person, that has something to do with this person not showing up for you correctly, not giving to the relationship, not doing what they said they were going to do. And I feel like that's what's holding this whole thing back from moving forward in love. So let's get your version of this shared space, Aries. Please and thank you. Adequately show me, what is Aries' version of the shared space of this connection? We have the Four of Cups. We have the Wheel of Fortune, some Sagittarius energy. We have the Three of Cups. And we have the Queen of Wands. I like that you have King of Wands over here, Queen of Wands over here. That tells me that you are pretty centered and grounded, focused on, you know where you're at, you know what you're doing. There isn't a mismatch in partnership here. I think that's inside of yourself, right? So for you, I think you definitely understand that this has been a disappointment beyond belief. This hurts you. This is sad. This has felt so toxic to you. Okay? Maybe I can hear someone saying, I can't even say these things to this person because they go off. Something like that. Like maybe if you try to express the way that you feel disappointed by this person loses their mind and starts going erratic or yelling or becoming really overly animated and agitated. Wheel of Fortune is talking about, you know, it's time to move forward. You are ready to move this whole thing forward. And you also, the divine is saying, okay, this is not working. This is toxic. And this is not meant for my Aries for the long haul. So I'm going to move this forward. The divine finally is stepping in and saying, we're not doing this anymore. I think for you, you would like to celebrate life. And I think that means for you standing in beautiful power and knowing who you are and knowing what you want. And what you do want is a partner that is going to show up for you in the correct way. Let's see your person's side of this shared space. What is their version of this shared space of the experience? Please and thank you. We have the Five of Swords. We have the Five of Wands. And we have the Two of Wands. So I'm not going to lie. This person is really, they do have like the ego-based, lower vibrational things. I think they put themselves down very regularly. They try to make you feel guilty or bad about living a happy, good life. They judge themselves against you. They sit there and make statements that feel very piercing to you. There's a lot of fighting that has gone on in this connection. There's so much arguing and fighting that this person is making a decision for themselves. How to move forward, what to do. I think for them, sitting back and just not showing up correctly for you feels really, really unwell to you. But for them, it's just like, oh, well, I don't really have to do this. Aries, I'm so sorry. This feels really dark. But I hope this is giving you some kind of clarity if this is your actual story, because this is not meant for people show up in our lives. This person could even be a soulmate, right? People are here to either be in your life to help you grow, teach you lessons, or to be there for you as a divine counterpart. This feels very lesson based, and it's something the divine brought to you in the form of this person. Maybe you had a situation like this before in your life and you didn't clear that energy out completely. This has resurfaced as a lesson. Or if this is your first iteration of this reading probably is able to give you some clarity on where you're at and what this person is doing, but also know that you have decisions you can make. You're not stuck in this situation. You can move. This says number 6, unchanged. At this time, the situation is unlikely to change. And then we have number 8, fish hook. Feeling powerless, feeling trapped, feeling like you got a con game, right? That's what I've been saying this whole time. I think you were conned by this person. I think they represented themselves one way, And that is not at all, not even remotely what this person actually is. I think there are shades of it, right? Like the desire to, but it also feels very much like, why should I work harder if it's working fine for me? I mean, I think this person is really self-centered. Maybe I just heard it too. Like they don't think about other people or other people's feelings. They only think about themselves. That might be the way to put this. We have number 2, mirrors. As you surrender your 3D expectations, I surrender to the 5D connection. So this is about mirroring energy to some degree, but also surrendering the expectations of what you thought this was going to be, and then allowing yourself to look at who is loyal to me, who is showing up for me, and also being in a submissive place. I'm drawn back to, your faith is being tested. And basically, you will be rewarded for your patience and trust, but it might not come in a real fast amount of time. You just are being called to trust in the universe, because literally that's why that Wheel of Fortune is here. You are so unhappy that the universe is now moving this forward. How this person actually feels for you, we have the World, we have the Page of Wands, we have the 5 of Swords, and we have the 10 of Wands. So I think how this person feels for you is that, I'm just going to tell you right now, they know the jig is up. They know you've got their number dialed in. They know that they have been a burden to you. This not showing up correctly has been a burden to you. It has hurt your heart. They are self-sabotaging. I think that's the number one thing I want to say. This is a lot about self-sabotaging and sabotaging a connection. It's that when we sabotage relationships like that, it is based in, I will mess this up and leave you before you leave me. That is because this person is very unhealed, okay? They clearly know, they know the truth, and what they know is that the jig is up. Like you've got them dialed right in. You're now awoken to the fact of their behavior and the things that they're doing and how this is triggering and all of that. And I feel like there's just this, okay, well then what do we do next? And it's not in a, can we please work on this? It's a real smart, okay, well what do we do next? Where am I going? How, how are we splitting assets? What are we doing here? That feels really very interesting here. I want to get just a little bit more about this person's feelings, because this does not feel loving or kind. This feels very much like, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to manipulate and say guilt trips and do things like that to actually get this to be the way I want it. But I think they know that they're kind of in a situation where they are, what's going on. They're not going to be able to continue with this because you're ready. You're like, hold on. Okay. Because the bottom of this, the undercurrent, is that you want this transformed, right? You want this to come into a different space. I think you do love this person. I think that you feel highly of this person most of the time, but it's almost like I'm sensing you may feel like you have to defend this person's actions and behaviors to your friends, your family, your coworkers. I think it feels like you're constantly making excuses for this person. Wow. Furthering the story of their feelings, we have the 5 of Pentacles. We have the Page of Cups. We have the 10 of Cups. We have the King of Cups. So this person doesn't want you to know how much that they love you. I think they probably do tell you as a form of the manipulation I was just discussing a bit ago, right? I think for you, there's a lot, they now are finally presenting the fact that they have very deep feelings for you. Page of Cups, 10 of Cups, King of Cups. However, this is this energy here, King of Cups, doesn't really talk their love. They show their love. They hold things back because they're afraid. And I feel like there is a chance, a very minute one, but also remember the universe has dived into here. So there can be a lot of changes that the universe can evoke, both to clear it out or to heal it back up. So trust in the universe is what I want to say, because I think there is a small chance that this can work out. And that's why that transformation energy is down there. I just think for you, you're kind of at the end of your rope. You pretty much have kind of had it with this situation, the way that it is or the way that it's been. I'm sorry, Aries, and I hope that if this is the person you want, I hope that you guys can heal this and repair it. We have number 5, Dear John, rejection and the cold hard truth. This is talking about breaking up, setting boundaries in a strange situation, and the end. Like it's cutting the cords and it's not working. And we have number 9, Master. So having the discipline and the structure to have these difficult conversations about ending things, if that's the path you so choose. And that will require you to be on your A game with somebody who is manipulative and codependent and triggers you and tries to push you and all of those things. Okay. We have number 6, karmic ties. I know I need to release attachments with karmic people. So that's the final nail in this coffin. I told you this is karmic in nature, and 100% the universe is putting this up in your face directly so that you will deal with this and appropriately get this cleared out the way it needs to be. Let's get you some advice from the angels in regards to this. Please and thank you, angels. What do you want to tell Aries about this? Please and thank you. We have ask for help from others. So this might require you to go seek out trusted people, friends, family, coworkers, a therapist, someone you do trust to talk to about this. This is telling you this connection is a no. And this is telling you that within the next few months, I think you're going to be making a big overhaul to this. That transformation you want and that fixed plan that you had in mind, it may look very differently than what you were thinking where this was going to go, because like I said, that Wheel of Fortune is here. The universe is stepping in to actually get you where you need to be. And I feel like for you, Aries, this is a rough reading. I'm sorry if this is your story, because I have lived this before and it feels really ugly. It feels icky on the inside. So one thing I could leave you with is when it gets too much, go for a walk outside and take very deep breaths and look around you in each current moment and get your eyes fixated on something that you can see in nature that you can appreciate, that's beautiful, and breathe into that. Also, pray, meditate, take cleansing baths with salts to clear the toxicity out of your energy, because anything that is this karmic in nature, it will put itself in a cellular level on your body. And so that's my advice. That's not tarot's advice, but that's advice that I have walked through and things that helped me. So if this is your story, I'm really sorry, because I hope that you can find the way to move this forward for yourself. So this is where I'm going to leave this. If this resonated, or if you know someone who this is their story, like the video, share the video. Drop me a comment below if you feel like it. I'm not sure I would about a situation like this, but maybe you will. And also, please remember to subscribe to my channel so we can get these messages out to a higher number of people. I really want to thank you for spending a part of your day with me today, especially when something this big is going on for you. I definitely hope this gave you some insight. I do look forward to reading for you in the future, something a little more lighthearted possibly. So in the meantime, have a great rest of your day, Aries, and I will see you next time. Bye.